Runners in the yard here for the Patinack Farm Classic, the first of the Group 1s here on Emirates Stakes Day, and you can't get any elbow room at this stage around that mounting yard. Everybody is trying to have a peek at two of the sprinting stars here on the Australian scene at the moment in, of course, Haylist and the short price favourite in Black Caviar. Rob Auber in the betting ring. Which way is all the money going?
Well, a much anticipated race, Caroline. We'll have a look at the board. Number 1, All Silent at 31. Number 2, Haylist, you can get $3.50 at the moment in the betting ring, win only. And number 3, Eagle Falls at 71. Melito 51, Hortensia 26. Black Caviar out to $1.80 at the moment in the betting room. I'm just having a quick look to see if anyone's offering any better. At this stage, 180 is the best. This is a horse they've backed to Star Witness. They put up $8. Punters took it into 7, even $6.50, but he's starting to get back out to 7. So he's starting to get back to his original price of $8. But the early money has come for Star Witness. Black Caviar continues to drift out to $1.80. $3.50 for Haylist. I'm not sure if the last time we saw $3.50 for Haylist, but certainly well in the market. They seem the dominant 3 at the moment, but of the 3, Star Witness has had the most support.
It's been an exciting build-up, hasn't it? Thanks to Rob Auber there in the betting ring. Just a wonderful build-up to this race, which is the real highlight of the day. Of course, you would expect with the battle between two of these horses who both have a similar sort of racing style. So we could see them eyeballing each other here as they come up this famous Flemington Straight. Let's see these runners individually. Number 1 is All Silent. Of course, a past winner of the Emirates and, of course, the Patinack Classic as well. By Belong to Me, he's a half-brother to Private Steer. She won 3 Group 1 races herself. And Graham Begg is combining with Dwayne Dunn this time for him, going for another win here.
Yeah, well, he was breathtaking when he won this race last year. I'd prefer him in a bigger field to get a genuine speed on. Look, it's been a little while since we've seen the best of All Silent, but we know the best of All Silent is more than capable of matching it with Haylist and Black Caviar. Can he improve today? Well, last start, complete forgive on a heavy track. He does not go at all on a heavy track. He gets back on top of the ground. His Manicato performance over 1,200 metres was quite good. He finished off nicely there, about 5 lengths off Haylist. This is his track. He loves it here at Flemington. If he can get back to his absolute best, you just never know.
Speaking of Manicato, number 2, Haylist, well, he has the same big chest, big strong front and big strong back end as well as the great sprinting star Manicato. Haylist himself has won 12 of 14, placed another one. He's by Statue of Liberty. John McNair has prepared him with Glyn Schofield, of course, taking the ride once more, and he's won his last 4 in a row, including the Gilgai and the Manicato before that.
Well, the tactics are going to be interesting, aren't they? We could go on and on about what a superstar this guy is. He's won 12 from 14. He's a Group 1 winner. That says enough. The tactics with Haylist versus Black Caviar. Our mind goes back a couple of years ago when it was Gold Edition versus Miss Andretti, and Craig Newitt was on Miss Andretti. Stathy Katsidis on Gold Edition. Stathy went one way and then he balked and went quickly to the rail, and Craig Newitt followed him throughout. It was amazing stuff indeed. The tactics between these two jockeys are going to be interesting. They both like to go forward. They might eyeball each other and set it up for something to come over the top.
Number 3, Eagle Falls, as you said, he's raced around the world. He's been a wonderful horse, 5th in the Chris Flyer there in Singapore last year, and of course he was 3rd in the Manicato, 4th in the Schweppes to Black Caviar. He's a good-looking horse, isn't he, a son of Hassanay?
Yeah, he won the Salinger here last year. A bit concerned with him at weight for age level versus these. He will get back. His natural style is to get back and finish the race off, and which is the natural style for 4 out of the 7 runners, really. So the tactics are going to be interesting indeed. Eagle Falls going okay, finishing off quite nicely, but gee, hard to see the way it finished off. 7.3 lengths behind Black Caviar around Moonee Valley. Can it turn that much around?
Well, I think Melito is the forgotten horse here. Odds of $41 on course by Reduced Choice, this mare. Of course, she ran into More Joyous as a younger horse. She's won the Group 1, the TJ Smith, the AJC version of that. She's won the Winter Stakes, but most importantly, she is 3 from 3 second up, and she has been set for this by Gerald Ryan. She's been placed in another 5 Group 1s. She is a superior sprinter on her day.
Yeah, I'd probably prefer her at 13 to 1400 metres. However, it's always been a saying in racing here at Flemington, to be a successful straight 6 horse here at Flemington, you need to be a quality, strong 1400 metre horse. That is Melito. I'd probably prefer her around the bend. Having said all that, she's unbeaten second up. And if there's a chink in the armour from the champs, watch her late. She'll be storming over the top.
Another very good mare too is number 5, Hortensia. In any other company, she'd probably be a short price favourite. She's by Testarossa, and Tony Noonan and Craig Williams are combining here with her with that wonderful fresh record she has. She is first up today, and she's won 3 of 5 first up.
Well, she won the Galaxy first up last preparation. She was tremendous there. Her win in the Winterbottom over at Ascot was amazing. She was last, and she came with a barnstorming finish to come over the top of them. Craig Williams loves to ride Hortensia, and first up, this is a big assignment for her. But Tony Noonan has always said she's the best mare. In fact, she's the best horse he's ever trained, and certainly don't disrespect her first up.
There is the super mare. That is Black Caviar. 7 from 7. We've been waiting for this match-up, if it turns out to be that, with Haylist for many, many months now, and it's great to see that she has come back in such good order for Peter Moody. She's won the Scalacci and the Schweppes in her 2 runs back this campaign, as we said. An unbeaten mare by Bella Spree, a Blue Diamond winner. She's out of a half-sister to Magnus, who is a Galaxy winner, and also Valander. It's a wonderful pedigree and a wonderful racehorse. Can't wait to see her in action here today, Black Caviar.
Yeah, her cruising speed is amazing. Have a look at the size of this mare. She is a huge mare. And we get to see her for the 3rd run in her preparation for the very first time. Peter Moody's consistently done patch-up jobs with her because she's so big. And we've seen her have 2 runs in her preparation, then go to a spell. She's 3rd run this prep, so she really is going well. You can imagine that she'll be even better than what she was at Moonee Valley. She's down the straight. She's the one they've got to beat.
Number 7 is Star Witness by Starcraft. Of course, a Blue Diamond winner at 2, and then coming out and winning the Coolmore Stud Stakes. We know how close he got to Haylist in that jump out on the Tuesday before Derby Day. He's on his toes a little bit here in the yard, but Dan O'Brien's done a wonderful job with this horse. Just a young horse here with the 53.5.
Yeah, well, keep in mind in that jump out when he was settling right in behind Haylist, that was with no weight, so obviously you would imagine that they roughly carried the same amount of weight. If anything, Star Witness with James Winks probably carried a little bit more than Glyn Schofield. So you can imagine today a lot better off of the weights, 53.5 kilos. He's won 4 from 7. He's a real quality sprinting 3-year-old. He's got a touch of Star Spangled Banner about him in Star Witness, and I think he's the big danger to Black Caviar.
Absolutely, there they are, the field for the Patnack Farm Classic for 2010. What a wonderful race it is going to be. There are the tips for Rob Gaylard, number 6 Black Caviar. From 2 Haylist, 7 Star Witness and 5 Hortensia. He's put in as his top 4, 6, 2, 7 and 5. This race all silent, of course, as you mentioned, winning last year. Before that, Swick, the great sprinting mare, Miss Andretti, the 2-year-old Triple Crown winner, Dance Hero the year before that, the great takeover target. The great sprinters win this race, the Patnack Farm Classic, and I'm sure there's lots of punting action out there in that betting ring. What's the latest, Rob Auber?
Well, at this stage, still Black Caviar, the solid favourite at $1.80. That's the best price they've actually put up so far in the betting ring. Number 1, All Silent at 31. Haylist, $3.50. Still now there's some late support for Haylist into 340. So there's been a move now for 2. Eagle Falls, Melito, huge odds with Hortensia. Black Caviar, $1.80. Star Witness, $7 now out to 8.
Thanks very much, Rob. Global Sprint Challenge. Brian is the trainer of number 7, the 3-year-old in the race, Star Witness, and he's joined by Rob Gaylard.
Yes, I've actually been watching Danny. I just said, Danny, you look like an expectant father here in the mounting yard, having a look at this fella walking around. I tell you what, he's all horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a beautiful colt, and you know, he's delivered a lot for us already, but we're stepping up in the real big league today, but he's in great shape and we're expecting him to run very well.
You're going to get a guide, and I think the interesting thing is here, and we were just talking off camera before, Danny, what's going to transpire here? Are they going to look at one another, these 2 good horses we're talking about? Are we going to try and defy the pattern of the natural speed that they've got? What's going through your mind?
Look, I don't think they'll be too scientific. Like, they're both really on-speed horses. Our bloke's not going to be too far away, and you know, it's going to be pretty brutal the last 400 metres.
We saw how good he was here in the Coolmore. What's transpired since then? It's only a few days back, I know.
Look, he didn't take any harm out of the run. He's had a very quiet spring, so He definitely came out of it in great shape, and he's paraded well today, and hopefully he's improved.
Well, if he gets through today with flying colours, he's going to answer a lot of questions for you.
Yeah, look, if he can win today as a 3-year-old against two of the better sprinters we've seen in a long time, it'd be a huge effort.
Right, good luck. You've done a great job with him.
Thank you.
All right, an exciting young horse. I think he's the wild card of it, folks, as we have a look at him heading around there. He's a really attractive young horse with a big, big future.
Yeah, you're right there, Rob. And of course, this race, as well as being a Group 1 race at weight for age worth $750,000, is also a leg of the Global Sprint Challenge, like the Lightning Stakes is here in January. And of course, well, Royal Ascot, and when you add in Hong Kong and the Chris Flyer over in Singapore, it's a great series. I think these are a couple of the best sprinters in the world.
I think they are, and of course Melita already winning one of those legs of the Global Sprint Challenge, and of course we do have other horses that have gone on to success overseas after winning these races here. We've seen over the years Takeover Target, as we've mentioned, and the great Choisir, Star Spangled Banner being Group 1 winners in our sprints and then taking on the world overseas, particularly Royal Ascot, and of course Hong Kong with the big international meeting coming up in December. Rob Auber, some news down in there.
Well, Black Caviar got out to $1.85 here in the betting ring. Hay List, as I mentioned, they bet $3.50 in the $3.40, even shorter with $3.30 with most bookmakers in the betting ring. Star Witness back out to $8. So Black Caviar is starting to get out in the market. Money now for Hay List.
4 minutes away from race 5 here at Flemington, the Padnack Farm Classic over 1,200 metres, weight for age, Group 1.
So they're moving in for the big clash. The Patnack Farm, the field is getting set. Eagle Falls has gate 1. Haylist comes up into his stall. He's in 2. Melito will go to 3. Star Witness is ready. Over near the outside, Black Caviar's drawn alongside Star Witness. Now Melito moved to her place. This should be some race. Up the straight 1200 metres. All Silent coming in, winner of the race last year at 30 to 1. He's set, and Hortensia to take the outside gate. They're ready for the big sprint. Racing. Black Caviar jumps pretty well near the outside. Hayless seemed to jump out okay. Melito, one of the first to show in the early stages, but it's Eagle Falls up the middle of the track who has the lead. Black Caviar's out deep in second placing. Hayless just off them with Melito. Star Witness stalking Black Caviar. Hortensia second last. All Silent last of all. So they go past the 800 metres, and it's now Black Caviar out wide. Eagle Falls close to the middle. Hayless between them. So the two favourites are right up there. Melito tracking them. Star Witness still right behind Black Caviar, followed by Hortensia and All Silent. Coming down to the 400 metre mark now, and Black Caviar the narrow leader. Schofield getting a little busy on Hayless. Star Witness peels over the heels of the mare. He's a big danger. Melito's putting in a run. Black Caviar still the leader. Mellum hasn't really moved on her. She's 2 in front. Star Witness second. Hayless can't go on. Hortensia runs on. Black Caviar though holds Star Witness at bay. She's unbeaten 8 out of 8. What a champion she is. Black Caviar beat Star Witness by 3.5 lengths. Hortensia third, All Silent 4. Back behind them is Melito. Hayless, well, he's a lot better than that, folks. So he really weakened out of it. He's second last, and Eagle Falls last home. Great to watch. Great to see a champion in full flight. That's what we've seen. She's never been beaten. 8 for 8. And she's lifted Ben Mellum onto the main stage with an authoritative win. Star Witness clinging to her tail for as long as he could, and then peeled out, but she was just awesome below the 300. Hortensia coming from the back to get third. Hayless beaten a long way from home. 6-7-5 and 1. 6-7-5 and 1. An outstanding win by a superstar. She'll be rated pretty much the best in the world after that. Outstanding victory, and I think she might have broken the record here. We'll wait to have this confirmed. It looks like she's broken the course record with that romp in 1:7.9. Oh no, it's 1:7.96 now, so she's just under the record. 6-7-5 and 1, or just outside of it. 6-7-5 and 1 takes nothing away from what has been a breathtaking, dazzling performance.
What an amazing win to Black Caviar. She's 8 from 8. She's the best sprinting mare in the world, and what a ride for young Ben Mellum. He would be ecstatic with that performance. He's about to be joined by Melbourne Cup winning jockey Johnny Letts.
Mate, what a relief. And what a serious racehorse.
Ben, take us through the race. You jumped quick, you controlled it. Any time that you ever had to go for hard, you looked like you were pretty confident all the way.
Yeah, I was always very confident, especially when she left the barriers reasonably well. And I think Hayless was a bit grubby out, but no, she controlled the race, and yeah, I never got to the bottom. I don't reckon I got near the bottom.
Ben, just going back through the race, when you hit the ground and she had that real good feel, how far out did you feel straight away you thought, this is the one?
Oh yeah, mate, once we left the barriers clean, and she bounced straight onto the bunny, I got to where I wanted to be on the track, and she did the rest.
Okay, mate, congratulations, your first Group 1 over the Melbourne Cup week. Good on you, mate.
Thank you, mate, good on you.
There is Johnny Letts with Ben Mellum, and gee, I'm pleased for Ben Mellum, a really talented young jockey who is now starting to reap the rewards for his commitment, especially in the last 12 months. recently became a father, and that would please him no end.
For sure. Peter Moody, what a wonderful job he does with these, well, all horses in his stable, but he's had such an affinity with these wonderful mares. And this is another, of course, he's got Typhoon Tracy as well in the stable, but Black Caviar just dominating the sprinting ranks. By Bella Spree, the Blue Diamond winner from Eliza Park, start out of a Desert Sun mare. Now, Desert Sun, of course, the sire of the Great Sunline. Touch of Sunline about this mare as well. She's a solid girl, lots and lots of bulk about her, but a nice head on her as well. She is a beautiful mare to have a look at. And, of course, the family of Magnus Verlander, Scandinavia, all very good sprinters. Here she is coming back to scale, the wonder mare Black Caviar with Ben Melham.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back this world-class sprinter, the winner of the Group 1 Patnack Farm Classic, number 6, Black Caviar. A 4-year-old brown mare by Bella Spree from Helsinge, raced by G and Mrs. K. Wilkie. We're at Bloodstock Syndicate. C and Mrs. J. Madden, P. Hawks, and D and Mrs. J. Taylor, trained by Peter Moody. Black Caviar gives Ben Melham his first Group 1. Second, Star Witness for James Winks and Danny O'Brien. And third in Hortensia, Craig Williams at Tony Noonan.
Well, what a win by Black Caviar. She's 8 from 8. She may take on the best in the world. Let's find out from the winning trainer, Peter Moody, who's joined by Bruce Clark.
Well, they might have to take on her to be the best in the world, because what we've seen today says that, Pete, she is.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it, Bruce? She's the best I've got. I don't know about the world. I'm not worried about the rest of them.
We'll worry about that later. But the emotion, I mean, there's a feeling of relief, pride. What is it for you with this horse?
Oh, listen, it's massive relief. You know, she's had a build-up since day one, and to finally crack that Group 1. You know, most horses with her ability probably would have won a Group 1 at their third or fourth start. They just haven't fallen for her with injury and so on. But to finally get there today, and you know, it's just a great relief. It would have been a tragedy if a horse like this went to the breeding barn without a Group 1 beside her name.
But the arrogance of the win, did that surprise you in any way?
Well, I did expect it, but I wanted to see it to believe it. You know, she's the things she can do. You just close your eyes and hope she comes back in one piece. You know, she's just an awesome machine.
We still haven't found the bottom of her, Pete.
Well, she still looked a bit lost down the straight, didn't she? You know, this might be silly to say. She seemed lost out there on her own, and it'd be scary to think she might go quicker around a turn.
Absolutely. I mean, she's a filly who scares you, though, isn't she, because of her awesome strength?
Definitely. You know, whether it's in walking around the stable, on the training track, or in the paddock at home, she's just got that unbelievable brilliance, and I don't think she knows she's got it, and she doesn't allow for it at times, which makes our heart flutter.
She's injured herself, perhaps, by throughout her career, hasn't she, by the sheer strength of stride and keenness to race.
Exactly. But thankfully, as she's matured and developed, both physically and mentally, she is, you know, she's a lot more tractable now, so it's tremendous.
What do you do with her, Pete? I mean, today was your spring grand final. What's the long-range plans with her?
She'll come home to South Belgrave tonight, tomorrow morning. Probably 2 or 3 weeks off. She'll go back to Peter Clark at Murchison, and we'll prep her for the Lightning and the Australia Stakes in the autumn. She's probably going to race herself out of handicaps, so you've got a nice lot of weight for age races and set weights. She'll probably go here and the Valley, probably the Sangster, and maybe the TJ Smith or something like that, you know.
Is she a global sprint contender?
Listen, early to say. You know, I would think the financial attraction of Dubai would probably outweigh Europe because she's a mare. But let's enjoy it at home. You know, like I said to the boys, we just lost one great horse from Australia. If the world wanted to throw in her as the world's best sprinter, let them come here and have a crack at us.
Great stuff, Pete. Well done.
Thanks, Bruce.
Well done to Peter Moody, and a great thrill for Ben Mellum. What's your emotion?
Oh, mate, I'm ecstatic, and just to have something to do with such a great mare like this is the biggest thrill I've had so far in racing.
What about when Pete gave you your agent? How did that come about when you found that you were riding this mare?
Well, like I said, like I've been saying throughout the week, I've always ridden for Pete on and off. Obviously, Luke Nolan's his stable jockey and he does a fantastic job, but hey, I'm more than happy to fill in when he can't.
No doubt. You had a feel of her this week. Did you expect, though, what happened today after you had that feel of it?
Oh, I knew she was good, but mate, today horses just don't do what she did. Like she quickened, and then when I asked her to quicken again at the furlong, she lengthened again. And the frightening part was I still wasn't near the bottom of her, I don't think.
Must have been sort of itching to try and find what else was there, but she's done enough.
Well, yeah, you can only win, and when she did, and she did it pretty comfortably, so I'm happy.
For Group 1, I mean, it's not meant to be as easy as that, Benny.
No, it's not. I think I cheated, but I'll take this one.
And just the favourite for you in your career, I mean, it's been a big year in your life, fatherhood and so on.
Yeah, for sure. It's I'm hoping this is going to kick my career along, and you can't get the opportunity, you can't get the record. Sorry, if you don't get the opportunities, and there's a bit of pressure in this ride today, and I myself felt as though I handled it pretty well throughout the week, and like I said, I didn't let it get to me, and I'm glad I could get the job done.
Any nerves at any stage, during the race?
Oh, no, not during the